this is a true mark of a modern navy, as you tell us, Shivani, that there are actually living quarters which are designed for gender neutrality, for women who will be part of the navy or serving on these frigates. This is extremely important. We will be dipping into the audio of the event as soon as we can, but do tell us that Udaygiri itself, the frigate, it also holds the distinction of being the fastest in its class. So could you tell us a little bit more about that?
See, Anjali, when we are talking about these frigates that are of Project 17A, the Nilgiri class, they are much better than the previous class. They are bigger in size, say about 5% bigger in size than the Shivalik class, the class that was the previous class of these ships. So when we talk about INS Udaygiri and INS Himgiri, both of them are of the same class. More or less, the features are same. Their speed is high. Their mobility is high. They are perfect for anti-submarine operations with the kind of weapon systems they have. They can deal with the torpedoes. They have the sonar systems on board. So not only on the surface, but under the surface of the sea, also they are quite capable for targeting any kind of enemy threats. So everything in these ships, be it the weapon systems, be it the top-notch speeds out there, be it the weapon systems, the detection radars out there, which have been made in India. So everything makes them one of the best in their class. And today, when they will be a part of the Indian Navy will be having a capability of 14 stealth frigates, which can be deployed in complex missions also, for patrolling purposes also, for holding drills also, operations like Operation Sindoor also. And they are fast, they can move ahead with any kind of role, and multiple weapon systems. So their weapon systems, as I was highlighting, they have BrahMos missiles on board. There are 8 vertical launch systems on each frigate, the Udaygiri as well as the Himgiri. They have Barak missiles on them. They have close-in weapon systems, the gun systems that they have, the 30 mm gun systems also on these ships. They have sonars on them. They have ultimate radar systems to just look around and find and see whether there is a movement of any kind of enemy asset in the blue waters. So they have technology that is best in the world. And most importantly, the confidence of being made in India, the Atmanirbhar Navy that we see, which is progressing ahead year after year with these warships being made in India and being commissioned in India.
Absolutely, and the constant upgrading of our Navy, Air Force and Army is constantly required. And this is what we are seeing right now with the launching of these 2 frigates. Joining us now is Captain D.K. Sharma. He's a former Navy spokesperson. Thank you very much, Captain, for speaking with us. Do tell us the importance of these 2 frigates and how will it strengthen the Indian Navy, especially keeping in mind the recent skirmishes that we saw and the kind of role the Indian Navy played.
Well, it's a kind of a red letter day, I will say, because these 2 ships have been built by 2 separate shipyards on either coast of India. One was from the Mazagon docks in Mumbai, and the other one was made by GRSE, Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers in Kolkata. And if you have a look at it on your visuals, they are identical ships. And the credit for this goes to the Indian Navy's Warship Design Bureau, which have worked so meticulously and now standardized. And let me tell your viewers that this is not the end. This is just a beginning, because 7 of these ships are coming out. 4 will come out from Bombay and 3 will come out from GRSE. And they will be adding to the punch of Indian Navy. And also they are fully packed with weapons, the latest contemporary weapons, which can bring down any kind of threat, should there be so. Whether it is, the threat from the smaller boats, which we see in anti-piracy and all, or when we come to the, conflict kind of a situation where the threat is from air, that is missiles or aircraft. So we have surface-to-air missiles in the ships. Then we have a very, very potent capacity and capability to neutralize all the threats at sea, as also the threats which can emanate from land. And we have heard about it during Op Sindoor, BrahMos. So we have a battery of BrahMos missiles on board these ships. Then we have a very, very strong and a very credible package of anti-submarine warfare, which includes the sonar, the rockets, the bombs, and the torpedoes. And also we have the capacity to carry a multi-role helicopter, MH-60R, which was imported from US in 2021. So in a nutshell, it is a very, very strong and a lethal package which the Navy is inducting today, and they will keep on adding to the strength and might of Indian Navy.
Absolutely. Captain, do tell us, in terms of the threats posed by China in the Indian Ocean, you know, our might in the Indian Ocean is constantly challenged by the growing influence of other countries. Especially, we've seen China increasing its footprints with String of Pearls. So do tell us how these frigates that you're mentioning will be joining us as well, apart from these two that are launched today. How will they help in strengthening our influence in the Indian Ocean?
Well, the biggest threat to anything in Indian Ocean will be to our commerce. And as you have heard our Honorable Prime Minister, Raksha Mantri, that our focus now onwards is going to shift towards blue economy and how to support the trade and the routes. These are the international highways. And we are finding that China is making ingress over here on various alibis. They are coming here, they started coming here in our warm waters on the, premise of anti-piracy. And since then, they have not gone back. And now we also find them, a lot of their research vessels are around doing some kind of research and collecting data so that tomorrow they can use that data to deploy their assets over here. But with these kind of assets which Indian Navy is now putting out, or I must say India is putting out, they are solid deterrents and they will keep an eye on our waters and our interest, the national interest, 24/7. And as I've told you, these assets are not going to stop one by one. They're all coming out as such. 7 of these ships will come out eventually, and then the next series of next generation destroyers and next generation frigates and other assets are coming. And number 2, all of them will be indigenous. Indian Navy has done away the last ship which had to be imported from Russia, which came or acquired. The acquisition happened from Russia, is done and dusted. Here and after, Indian Navy is Atmanirbhar.
Absolutely.
It is absolutely being made in India in various yards. So
Right.
whether you talk of Cochin Shipyard, which made the aircraft carriers, the destroyers which are being made at Mazagon docks, the frigates which are coming out from Garden Reach, the OPVs which are coming out from Goa Shipyard, and also the private yards, L&T and various other yards, which are helping out in increasing our might and our strength so that we look after our interests 24/7, 365 days.
Right. Captain, lastly, I'd just like to ask you, with the Indian Ocean aspect only, we see that, earlier we used to look at US as well for support, but now with the US being an unstable partner, how important is self-reliance in terms of Navy and our dominance in the Indian Ocean?
Well, no country will depend upon any other country for any kind of support in times of crisis, which you have
Right.
seen also during Op Sindoor. We in the Navy, or for that matter, the Indian Armed Forces or the government of India, or as a whole of nation approach, we are very clear that everything has to be done by ourselves to safeguard our interests. So we are moving in the right direction. So what if we are taking time? But as you see, slowly, the assets are coming in, getting inducted, getting proved, and should there be any kind of
Thank
threat,
you,
I'm sure
Captain, for giving us all that information.